to a list. This show we pluck our name out of an all-time movie watch list, watch and review it for your viewing pleasure. The movie we're scratching off the list today is the 1978 slasher classic, Halloween. 15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween night in 1963, Michael Myers escapes a mental hospital and returns to the small town of Haddonfield, Illinois to kill again. Of course, is iconic. It has been for over 40 years. But with everything that we know now, does it still hold up?
No.
Word? This is good. I was like, you ruined the video. But of course, let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we jump into Halloween. Starting off right off the bat, we get the iconic theme. I think that alongside Jaws, The Exorcist, this might be the most iconic horror theme. It's between them three.
Yeah. Well, that and Psycho.
Oh, yep. Psycho's a good one as well. John Carpenter wrote the score in 4 days.
A la madre, güey, that's actually pretty impressive.
The movie was going to be called The Babysitter Murders, but then the idea of it revolving around Halloween came into the picture, which made the whole name change into Halloween.
Yeah, The Babysitter Murders suck.
Yeah, it makes it sound cheap somehow.
Mm-hmm.
No, Halloween is almost better.
It's during Halloween. Maybe that's why, but...
Right. And it's like every movie is basically revolving around Halloween, but then you're stuck to that holiday. You can't kill any other day never. But the start of the movie starts with an opening POV shot of Lil Michael, which is very iconic. It's immediately putting us in Michael's little shoes and also showing us some titties.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Right off the bat. Like, the music enhances every of Michael's moves. And even when there's moments of creepy silence, that helps. It's just like the score, it goes hand in hand with this movie so much.
Yeah, the score and the lack of it.
So Peter Cushing was considered to play Dr. Loomis, but this came after Star Wars, so they actually couldn't afford him anymore.
Oh, damn.
Also, Christopher Lee was approached, but he turned down the role.
Good.
Good that he turned it down?
Yeah, he's too much for that movie.
You gotta chill the down. Lord of the Rings wouldn't come until 30 years later, 20-something years later, bruh. So relax.
And Christopher Lee was the GOAT.
Right. So he should be in Halloween. Well, even he thinks it because he considers this the biggest regret of his career, sir, in your face.
Then I am gonna shut up.
But instead, the role went to Donald Palance, who went on to play Dr. Loomis for 5 films. Annie Lockhart was considered to play Laurie, but then Jamie Lee Curtis came into the picture, and once Janet Carpenter found out who mother was, who played Marion Crane in the legendary Psycho movie Janet Leigh, they loved the Psycho connection and thought it would be great for marketing, so Jamie Lee Curtis debuted in this film, getting paid a measly $8,000.
Was it her first movie?
Sí, güey.
That way, 8,000?
I know, I get it, and yes, this movie was an indie, but still $8,000. That ain't shit, man.
I mean, today and age is nothing. But
even back then, it's not like I don't know. I'll Google the inflation of that, but it's not a lot. I don't think it's not a lot, man. Yes, it's her first role. I get it, but I mean, if you're hiring her because of her pedigree, the pedigree should mean more dollars in your contract. I don't know. I guess it's easy now, retroactively looking at as to what and who actually Jamie Lee Curtis turned into, to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am younger, but I feel like she's more famous than both of her parents.
Oh yeah.
And her dad is a legendary actor, same as her mom. But I think star wise, I think Jamie Lee beat them both. And this is coming from a millennial, so take that as you will.
Dude, she had an amazing solo on Freaky Friday. How can you top that?
Laurie Strode as a character, I felt like she's very strong. Like, she's established as a smarty pants. No boys want to ask her out to the dance. But even with that, I still consider her like a very strong character. She feels more mature than her age actually was. She was actually the only real teenager in the film. Everybody else was an adult. When she's daydreaming or when she's looking out the window, actually looking at Michael, and then she's like called out by the teacher and she answers a question, that's like a very big insight in it. And that class is actually talking about destiny and fate. And I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because it makes you put that into the movie. She sees him out there with the mask and you're starting to think, Why is he targeting Lori? He also targets the kid a little bit. Is it because they just so happened to be in front of his house earlier and he saw them? Was it their destiny to do that, or what the hell? But this whole question is answered actually in the second film. When this movie came out and it was going to be put on TV, they had to film extra scenes because NBC, who was showing the movie to coincide with the release of the second movie, gave it a 2-hour time slot. This movie doesn't last 2 hours. So they had to go do reshoots specifically made for the TV version of this film. And most of those scenes were just extra filler where Laurie's messing around on the phone with her girlfriends. They come over, they're messing around. And there's also one scene where Loomis goes to visit a young Michael and he finds the word sister on the back of the door. So this whole part was filmed while they were also filming Halloween 2. And in that film, it was revealed that Laurie is Michael's sister. So they could have retroactively gone and done that to introduce that into the TV version of the film, giving us a reason why he's actually following her. But it's not in the original version of the film.
Yeah, thank God we didn't get that filler. The way the movie is structured, I loved it. It is strict 90-minute movie, and I felt that nothing was extra.
So the most famous fact about this movie is about the mask. Due to the budget, it was considered for him to wear a clown mask in the beginning. But Tommy Lee Wallace, one of the many people who play Michael in this film, actually found this William Shatner mask for $1.98 at a costume shop. He widened the eye holes and dyed its hair and painted the face white. And I feel like it's something that if you didn't notice and you hear about this fact, now it's something that you can completely not unsee anymore. Well, it was actually real molded off of his face, because the masks they were using were for them to...
For the guy's face.
No. Literally, the mold that was used for that mask is the same mold that they were using the other masks to try stuff on his face while doing Star Trek.
Holy shit, that just gave it another dimension.
Yeah, so they took that mold to mass produce these masks.
Damn, William Shatner was still handsome.
I mean, either that or he looks like a serial killer.
I mean, you can either argue both ways.
I feel like it's one of those facts that you don't immediately see until you're told, and you're like, oh, I totally see it now, but it's still iconic.
Yeah.
I did like that they're home watching The Thing.
Oh, that was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah. I also love that the time that he's in the background and then disappears, that happens so many times, but it's done so well, it doesn't feel
cheesy
or like it's overdone.
Mm-hmm.
And I also thought that the use of darkness was just so perfect, the way they did it, you know?
Oh, you know what scene scared the ever-living shit out of me?
Which one?
In the end, where Laurie is a little bit chiller, and you see his face in the shadows.
Yeah.
Half lit. I was like, oh, la verga.
I mean, it makes you think that the darkness is done on purpose, but no. The dark lighting comes from necessity because the crew didn't have enough money for lights.
I love it.
But it worked in the movie's favor. I just didn't like her death, though. I felt like she was overacting. She was too goofy. She was crossing her eyes. Y todo el pedo.
Oh, in the car, that was hilarious. He strangles her, and luego she crosses her eyes, closes them, opens them again, uncrosses them, crosses them, and goes I
didn't like that. The little kid keeps telling Laurie that the boogeyman is out there, you know? And Laurie was seeing him throughout the day. So I found it odd that she didn't believe the little kid. I feel like she's smart enough to assume that it's the same guy that he was seeing.
I would imagine that she's smart enough to think, this is weird, I'm going to call the cops. When he's just seeing her and then disappears, Jamie Lee's with a lot of people.
Right, but every time she checks, it's gone. But the same thing was happening to her in the early parts of the movie. So I felt like she would have been more sympathetic for the kid. Of course, horny teen seems to be a key element for horror movies, especially back in the day. But it's funny to me that he doesn't kill them immediately. First, he chokes the shit out of them, then he stabs.
Mm-hmm.
He's got crazy strength to pick the guy with one arm and then pin him to the wall with the knife, which is crazy.
With a knife, yeah, that's not slowly cutting through the body.
So he uses the sister tombstone for the first sitter and then grabs the rest of the people in the room for Laurie to find some sort of up scary fun house.
When she opens the closet and she's all bent over, oh, that.
Why doesn't he ever run? He never runs after people.
Because he's evil.
You're half right. There's a theory that suggests that he's all about fear rather than the killing itself. So his main goal is to scare the shit out of people. but then he ends up killing them anyway. So he always chases people at a leisurely pace, which leads to her hiding in the closet. She messes him up, but again, he don't die, takes the mask off, and we see his face.
Pretty handsome.
He's alright, I guess. Loomish appears, shoots him, and he falls and disappears, ending with him breathing heavy, probably in his house, because that is the last shot we get, setting up the sequel. Also, the Doctor refers to him throughout the movie as evil. He doesn't think of him as human. He sees him more as a monster. When dealing with the case and he saw him as a kid, he saw no reason, no conscious, no understanding, no knowledge of right or wrong, good or evil. And in the boy's eyes, the Doctor literally saw evil. So it's like, why did he target Laurie without us knowing that extra shit that was shot without the second movie? Well, there's no reason for it. It's also touched upon the original script and the novelization of the movie that Michael is actually evil incarnate, and in a form of Celtic Halloween tradition called Samhain. The mythology of Samhain is said that evil comes out on Halloween night to wreak havoc, but actually can't be killed because it's evil manifested. And this is what provides the supernatural aspect to Michael.
I hate that.
The fact that he's supernatural?
Yes, I hate it with all my heart. The fact that he's just a guy.
What, he's not just a guy.
Because you see his face.
Right.
So he's just a guy who doesn't know anything other than just pure, unadulterated killer instinct. So he is a guy that's driven by a thirst to kill. Okay, I got it. I understand that. If you start putting some supernatural shit, you get the horrible movie you got whenever you got it. Remember that one? The second to last one.
Well, they all have this supernatural thing to it. I don't know why you just are focusing on this reboot. They all have that. This one has it. He gets stabbed in the eye, stabbed in the neck, shot, and fell out of a 2-story building, and he just walks away. You just think it's a guy?
I've never seen this movie to completion. When he was not in the floor, I was like, God damn it. This is where it all started. I hate it. That's the only thing I did not like about the movie, that he just walked.
Well, also in the novel, it starts off with the origin of Samhain, further suggesting the link to Michael. Carpenter's intent was for the character of Michael to not be able to relate with the audience at all and have him to completely be some sort of monster. So that's why I don't think he's human. And that's the part you don't like.
I just like the part that it was a kid who went nuts, killed everybody, got committed, escaped, and killed.
But if he dies at the end, you can't have no more movies.
That's why I don't like the end. I was like, hey, now I understand the other movies.
So I didn't notice either, similar to the fact that once I'm tell you this, you're not going to ever unsee it. In the poster on the hand, there's like a sneaky face that I've never noticed before.
Holy shit!
It looks like the mask. But even the artist who says he did not intentionally do that claims that he couldn't do a better job if he tried. So that's even creepier.
I'm unsettled.
It's weird, huh?
Yes.
I never noticed that shit before. It's a banging ass. It's a great poster. It's one of the best of all time. And it's so simple. Mm-hmm. But now that I see this goofy ass face now, it's scary.
Even with the statement, I couldn't have done better if I tried.
For one of the main reasons why Jamie Lee got $1,000 is because this movie had a $300,000 budget and it went on to make 60 to 70 million, being one of the most successful indie films of all time. So the question is, does it hold up? What do you think?
Yes, it does. It's simple. It's not anything extra. It's a dude killing bitches.
But it's not, dude. It's evil and he got superpowers.
It's a dude killing bitches.
Okay.
It's just because I hate the other movies, right?
You hate the reboot that we're not even close to that.
And these last ones are not even reboots. They're continuations from the first one. It's not trying to be something that it's not. It's very down to earth. It's very, I hope this is never relatable to anybody, but it's a guy stalking a girl. What creepier thing would you find? That's f***ed up.
So does it hold up? Of course it does. The setting is great. The theme is great. Yeah, some characters can come off cheesy at times, but they die, so whatever. The thought of him being either human or evil or whatever is something that I found to be fun, and it's something to chew on. It's something to explore there. But of course, yes, this is the granddaddy of slasher films. But of course, Don't forget to join the conversation down in the comments. Inject your own fan theories, facts I miss, anything at all. Let us know down in the comments. Also, if you like, you could drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. That would be great. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye.